Hello, welcome to Herrera on Hollywood. My name is Steven Herrera. We talk about Blu-rays and DVDs here. If you're watching this channel, then you like physical media. Today we're going to talk about Blood Harvest, released on Blu-ray disc from Vinegar Syndrome. It's actually a Blu-ray plus DVD combo pack. Let me show you the discs inside. On the right is the Blu-ray disc, and on the left you'll see that there's an insert booklet, and behind the insert booklet is the DVD. The DVD has the alternate artwork on it, which is nice, and the cover is reversible, so you get the alternate artwork on the inside of the cover. The booklet is 6 pages, and it tells the origin story of Blood Harvest. And at the back, there's some color photos, which is nice. The booklet explains that in 1987, director Bill Rebane was preparing the release of Blood Harvest, but 2 years prior to that, he was preparing to have a music festival on his property. He lived in Wisconsin, and he filmed at his property called the Shooting Ranch. Bill Rebane supported himself as a commercial director, but he churned out low-budget horror films on the side. And when he was preparing to have his music festival, he contacted David Jackson, who was a booking agent at the time, and he wanted to book acts for his music festival. And David Jackson suggested that he book Tiny Tim. And he made a deal with Bill Rebane that Bill Rebane could book Tiny Tim for a fee of only $1,000 if he would give Tiny Tim a screen test. So after the music festival, Bill Rebane was working on the story for Blood Harvest, and he redeveloped the character to build the role around Tiny Tim. So it's clear that Blood Harvest was a vehicle for Tiny Tim. It's unlike any other slasher film you've ever seen. One person wrote a review that said, "It's unremarkable as a slasher film, but it's astounding as a pop culture artifact." And the notes in the 6-page booklet also explain that gore and nudity was added in order to appease the distributor. The film was sold to a distributor before production was completed. Blood Harvest was also released on video as Nightmare and The Marvelous Mervo, so 2 alternate titles. Blood Harvest was shot in 1986 and released in 1987. It was released on VHS in the US and in the UK. This Blu-ray plus DVD edition from Vinegar Syndrome was released in 2018. This is about 88 minutes. It's a horror film, a slasher movie. Blood Harvest was filmed in 3 Wisconsin locations: Gleason, Irma, and Merrill. Gleason was the main town location in the film. As I mentioned earlier, it was directed by Bill Rebane. He made a lot of drive-in movies, such as The Giant Spider Invasion from 1975. The story was written by Chris Villar and William Arthur. William Arthur was one of Bill Rebane's pseudonyms. You're going to find that a lot of pseudonyms were used in this film. The screenplay was written by Ben Benson and Emil Joseph. Emil Joseph was Leszek Burzynski's writing pseudonym. The tagline is "A cocktail of vengeance and lust." The story is about a young woman named Jill Robinson, played by Itonia Salchek, who returns from college to her country hometown. She discovers that her parents are missing and her childhood home has been vandalized. Her father is the local banker who had foreclosed on many of the local farms. The only person who seems happy to see Jill is Mervo. He is the eccentric older brother of her childhood friend and former lover, Gary, played by Dean West. Jill becomes the victim of a series of strange assaults. Meanwhile, her friends are killed one by one by a knife-wielding maniac wearing a stocking as a mask. One of the victims is Jill's boyfriend, Scott, played by Peter Krause. This was his first movie. He was in the TV series 6 Feet Under, which ran from 2001 to 2005. Suspicion falls on Marvelous Mervo, who wanders around the town in a clown suit and with a permanent grin painted on his face. He is perceived as the town crazy. Some people believe the killer isn't Mervo and that the real murderer is trying to set him up. The laid-back sheriff is played by Rex Benson as Frank Benson. He tries to bring some comic relief to the film. When Jill first asks him for help, he gets upset because he's missing out on playing softball. This is a grim psychosexual thriller. I was curious about this movie because it has such a bizarre combination of elements. Blood Harvest has been released on disc a total of 4 times. Retro Media Entertainment released a director's cut on DVD in 2003, which featured the revised title of Nightmare on the transfer. Video and audio were poor as the film was sourced from VHS, and it was heavily censored. BCI Eclipse released Blood Harvest on 2 different DVD sets. The first one was called Psychotic Tendencies, and that was in 2005, and the film was released on that set as Nightmare. That set consisted of 4 movies on 2 double-sided discs, and the film was heavily cut. It was approximately 85 minutes, and the second DVD set was called Crypt of Terror, a collection of nightmares, and that was released in 2008. The film was released as Blood Harvest, aka Blood Farm, and that set consisted of 5 films in a 3-disc set, and it was a new anamorphic widescreen transfer. It was less cut at 87 minutes 31 seconds and matted to 1.85 to 1. Then 88 Films, a UK distributor, released Blood Harvest in 2018. They released it on Blu-ray as part of its Slasher Classics collection. The running time was 87 minutes 33 seconds. It is 1.33 to 1, open matte. Features new digitally added main and end titles, and it had some special features. Tiny Tim in Niagara Falls, September 3rd, 1987, in which he is at a circus, and behind the scenes of Blood Harvest, featuring on-set footage and interviews with Tiny Tim and director Bill Rebane. It includes a couple of Tiny Tim vocals, and the interview with Rebane is shorter than the one with Tiny Tim. Then there's Tiny Tim's rap party performance. It includes an eccentric set of Elvis tunes, alternative Nightmare opening credits sequence, reversible sleeve with alternate artwork, and an insert with liner notes by Tiny Tim biographer Justin A. Martell. Finally, Vinegar Syndrome released this US Blu-ray edition with the DVD in 2018. This Blu-ray edition from Vinegar Syndrome is significant because it's the first time the film has been released uncut, uncensored, and newly restored in 4K from its original camera negative. Also, it features the original opening and closing titles. Some fun facts about Blood Harvest. Tiny Tim wore his own clown suit in the movie and in the candid interview footage in the special features. He wears the clown makeup throughout most of the movie. He's only seen without the makeup toward the beginning of the film and at the end. Tiny Tim sings the catchy theme song Marvelous Mervo during the end credits. The song is not listed in the credits, but it was written by George Doherty and is performed by Tiny Tim featuring George Doherty. Tiny Tim also sings a song at the beginning of the film. He has his clown makeup on and he sings a version of Jack and Jill. He sings Gary and Jill because those are the two main characters in the film. Barbara Rebane, the director's wife, was the production manager on Blood Harvest. The director's son played the young man playing paintball who gives Jill a ride to town in his truck. So it was very much a family affair. Leszek Burzynski, the producer and co-writer of the screenplay, played the priest in the film. He used the name Albert Jaggard in the credits as a tribute to his grandfather. This Blu-ray edition from Vinegar Syndrome offers excellent video and great audio. The aspect ratio is 1.85 to 1. The film looks really good on Blu-ray. The special features include a brand new commentary track with producer and co-writer Leszek Burzynski. There's a lot of insight provided on that commentary track. I enjoyed listening to it. Every critic is gonna butcher it. 3 minutes and 5 seconds, an archival interview with Tiny Tim on Blood Harvest. That's actually a clip from another special feature on this release, Tiny Tim performance and raw interview footage from Niagara Falls, which is 71 minutes 22 seconds from September 3rd, 1987. Tiny Tim is giving an interview when he's in between performances at a circus in Niagara Falls. And again, the booklet that's included with this release is an adapted version of an excerpt from a book about Tiny Tim. The book is written by Justin A. Martell. A trailer is not included on this Blu-ray release. This Blu-ray edition from Vinegar Syndrome is still available. You can buy it online. If you want to watch an entertaining slasher movie featuring Tiny Tim, then check out Blood Harvest on Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome. Until next time, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And talk to you soon. Bye.